Now it says I'm live twice. That's not... that's weird. Now I'm live twice on like 2 devices. Okay, so I think it's switched input devices and now I am live primarily on this one. Which is fine, that works too. And people are requesting to join the live. Let me do my thing, hold on. Neem, you should be modded now. All right. I was trying to be fancy. I was trying to do it from the streaming setup, but maybe this is just the way to go. All right. So we're doing a print for Pengu. There should be less delay now too. All right, this says, could you write down a Horangi approves or Horangi approved and draw a little tiger? That would be amazing. Yes, of course. Draw a little tiger. The silence is deafening. All right. Pengu. Horangi approves. And that's a cool cat right there. All right. That one's done. This is for somebody who goes by the name of Combat. All right. 47. Oh, wow. We got more people on here now than we did like 15 minutes ago. Interesting. All right. Combat, which is this person's COD name. I don't know their gender. Would you mind adding your favorite 호랑이 quote? Thank you. Really enjoy your co-streams with Chad. Great work from a great guy. Seriously. Thank you for that. Let's say... let's write combat. Combat sounds like it would be an operator name for an MWIII operator. And honestly, a cooler name than barbecue. I'll never get that one. Like, is the guy from... Did it say the guy was from Texas or something? Does he just really like barbecue? I do too, but I would never make barbecue my entire personality. Right? That seems like a little much. Combat. This is not barbecue slander. If you like playing that operator, that's fine. But his name is a little questionable. We can all agree on that, right? Can I speak Spanish? Sí, pero mi español es un desastre. My Spanish pronunciation sounds better as 호랑이 than it does as Nick. It's funny enough. Like, if I could go back in time to Spanish class, I could have done a better job in my high school and college Spanish classes by talking in 호랑이's voice. Just picture that. Would you mind adding your favorite 호랑이 quote? What is my favorite 호랑이 quote? I have a bunch. I couldn't decide, so I put 2. Please speak Romanian, try. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I don't even know a single word. We're not doing a language Russian roulette tonight. We're not doing that. That's for combat. Going on the drying rack. All right, that one's done. 48. This is for Jess, and it's one of the blueprints. The blueprints. Not a blueprint. Although blueprint would be another MWIII operator sounding name. Hi, I'm Blueprint. Hi, I'm Barbecue. Okay, barbecue. Can you say German word, insert German word, it's German for butterfly? Why do I feel like it's not the German word for butterfly? And it's why I'm not going to say it. Anyway, we have a couple of questions in here. Squidward for the Season 2 Battle Pass. Squidward for the Season 2 Battle Pass. Sure, why not? I'd actually buy that operator. SpongeBob, I'm reloading. Yeah, I would buy that. Can I make a heart with my hands? And there's 3 likes on that question. So just for you 4. All right, anyway. All right, this is 48. Can I draw Horangi as a cat? Yes. Thank you, Rambo. Merry Christmas. Horangi would definitely be an orange cat. I don't have the color orange, and it wouldn't show up on this print anyway. So just imagine that it's orange. Imagine the color orange. Nick, help me. I've been looking at like 10 million scary videos and it's getting dark. Shit. I'd be scared too. Right. This is for Jess. Everybody wants me to say something in Romanian. Can you at least say hello, Romania? Not in Romanian, but I can say it in English. Hello, Romania. How are you today? I'm not speaking any more languages other than the ones I already know how to speak. Actually, I gotta put 48 on the back of that one before I forget. All right, the next one is for, the name is spelled V-R-A-I. It might be Vry. Vry Myers. 51 on the back. Do I know New Zealand? I know of it. I have not had the pleasure of going, unfortunately. But it's actually on my bucket list of places to go to, like top 5 for sure. Hi, Sam from Ecuador. Now, Vry's print has no special requests whatsoever. And so I will write a quote. It's only fair. Okay, that's for Vry. Next one is for Stern and Hale. Which sounds like the brand name of a very useful product. Stern and Hale. Please say it means 호랑이 is the best. All right. I'll say that one because I actually know what it means. And I'll say it in 호랑이's voice, just for you. Chinga tu madre. All right. Stern and Hale. This one also has no special instructions. And so I will write okay. Drop them. Covering your six. Drop them. Can you please say happy birthday, Alina, as 호랑이? It's almost your birthday. Alina, happy birthday. 호랑이 wishes you happy birthday. And the happy holiday, and the happy new year. Is this appa in the back? It is indeed appa. My girlfriend has very good taste in Avatar: The Last Airbender artwork. This next one is for Becca. Update on my comic book. It's coming. It's coming along, I promise. I will have more stuff to share in the new year. Hopefully in the early new year. But working on it every single day. We have artists and all that, and so it's just work now. Your birthday was a month ago and you sent me a message. Nobody even noticed you. Well, I probably didn't see the DM, to be honest. But happy belated birthday. I'm sorry nobody even noticed you on your birthday. That fucking sucks. I know the feeling. I'm noticing you now. All right, this is for Becca. Draw a little tiger doodle, please. I smudged that one, so I have to start over. You know, it's like left-handed problems. Is you got to be like really careful when you work with these markers. But yeah, I smudged it. Look, I screwed it up. I screwed up my name. I had the whole thing done. It looked great, kind of. And then I smudged it. So, all right, this one goes in the garbage pile. I'm going to start over. Becca, I'm sorry. I will try to be less clumsy next time. I'll do the same drawing, but even better this time because I get a second try at it. Nailed it. It's actually better than the first time I drew it. Becca, 호랑이다. You know, I play a good amount of MW3 when I have time. And I see a lot of horangis in game. That was actually surprising to me. I wasn't expecting as many people to continue playing their operators. Nick, are you into DC Comics? If so, what's your favorite superhero? Hopefully it's Nightwing. Yes, Nightwing would be one of the favorites. Am I old Rangi? Not yet, maybe one day. Alright, this is for... Ooh, on the topic of DC Comics, this is for Raven. 58. By the way, folks, I was told by Streamily, I expressed some hesitation about doing a signing this close to Christmas, and Streamily assured me that they would get the prints out in time for people by Christmas. And so I will hold them to it. In fact, I'm not even shipping these prints back to Streamily for them to send out. I am dropping these off in person tomorrow at Streamily headquarters to make sure they get them out as soon as possible because, man, would it suck if people just didn't have them in time for the holidays. And so I am prioritizing making sure that these get back to you in time for Christmas because that's the holiday most people are celebrating. But anyway, I can't stress that enough. All right, this is for Raven. It says, hey Nick, just write whatever you want on it, and if you want, draw a horangi riding on a tiger. So I can write whatever I want, but I have to draw something extremely specific. So let's get the writing out of the way, and I should leave room for the drawing. All right, got the quote out of the way. Horangi riding on a tiger. Oh gosh. These markers are thick and unwieldy, and I gotta cram a lot of content in here. Okay. That's something, all right. Thank you for the very challenging request. All right. Ta-da! What are you riding a tiger? If we order the Squid Games pop, will that be on another stream? Oh, one person did actually order that. Good to know. As of last night, nobody had. But that's cool. I will mark that one done. Let's see. Okay, one person got the Squid Game pop. Let's just do that now. Why don't we? All right, let me go grab one. I have them over here. All right. Ooh. Not many people grabbed one of these. But, you know, usually when I go to in-person events, this is like the number one thing. Everybody wants a Squid Game pop. I do like virtual signings and then nobody wants one. I wonder if people are scared that it'll come damaged in the mail, which is a totally valid concern. I would be scared about that. Melanie, double confirm for me how you spell your name in chat, please. I know you're here. It's spelled one way on my dashboard here. I just want to make sure I don't use the wrong spelling. I gotta get my red marker to work. Give me a sec. Okay, it's spelled Melanie, because on here it says Malini. Malini. Isn't it a good thing that you showed up and a good thing that I asked? Because I almost could have written something very different on this Funko. You spelled your own name wrong? What the heck? But glad we got that cleared up. And Melanie says I gotta write 59 on the back of it. Where do I write 59 on it? I'll write it on the bottom. Yeah, that's the word. That's where you should put it. All right, keeping the box as intact as possible. Hey Nick, loved your work on Squid Games. Love Horangi, badass dude, and enjoyed the Twitch streams. Just a signature and any Squid Game doodle. All right, let's do that. Any Squid Game doodle. Okay. Melanie, since you're in chat, I will ask, when is your birthday? This is like a new thing I came up with recently. After the reality show came out, people always ask me to do the voice now, which they didn't actually ask me to do before. But May 22nd, all right. So that's 5/22. Melanie, you are now Player 522. My signature came out really slick on that one. I'm proud of that one. If you ever like sign paperwork or whatever, and then you're like, dang, I wrote my name really well on that one. Too bad I have to turn this form in and I'll never get it back. All right. Melody, aka Player 522, which sounds better in a water bottle. Player 522, you have been eliminated. And that's the name on the side. But yeah, I got a bunch of these. And sometimes I give them out as like Christmas presents to people I know. They love them. And they're becoming increasingly hard to find. Like I can't even get my hands on them anymore. Unless they do like a reprint or something, like a new... What? Reaper says Neem left. What is going on? What did I miss? I was trying to add Reaper as a mod, but it wouldn't let me. Anyway, it only lets me have one moderator at a time, it looks like. Which is weird. All right. Back to this. Melanie spelled her name wrong. I spent too much time on that. This next print is for Jamie. Now, Jamie draw a 호랑이 with tiger ears. 호랑이 with tiger ears. Bump, bump, bump. Boom, done. I've gotten good at drawing this 호랑이 doodle. 호랑이 with tiger ears. I look like your uncle and act like your mom's best friend's husband. All right. Actually, I gotta write 44 on that one. All right, 49. This one's for Amy. Amy wants a tiger drawn. And Amy's very nice. Amy's wrote, if not, no problem, thanks. As if I would say no to that. We've gotten so many requests to draw tigers. Imagine if I was like, Amy, not this time. This is the tiger doodle that broke Horangi's back. We're not doing it. Of course we'll do it. I live to please. I'll do just about anything except speak languages I don't know. Yeah, how old do you think I am? A tiger. Amy, there's your very sarcastic looking tiger. He looks like he smells like pancakes. I want to hug him. I'll take the hug, but pancakes? I'm more of a waffles kind of guy. Smells like pancakes. All right. Pfft. Pancakes? I want to smell a little fancier than pancakes. Like French toast or something, maybe. Pancakes. Okay, Amy's is done. Did I write 49 on the back? Yes, I did. All right, the next one is number 50. Also a blueprint. Can I be your new math teacher? You hate yours? What makes you think I'm any good at math? The racial stereotypes do not apply to me. Lauren. Okay, if somebody told me I look like I'd smell like crepes, oh gosh. I'd be flattered. My first instinct would be to be flattered, but then I'd think about it and be like, are you just saying that? Because it's like, is there some negative French stereotype associated with that? Like I gotta stick up my ass or something? I know I got a French last name or whatever, and so I think I have a license to make fun of French people as a result. All right, this is for Lauren. And the instructions say it's for a 14-year-old girl who loves the COD character more than anyone that the requester knows. And this is for Christmas. What should I put on here for Lauren? Lauren, you are a legend. 호랑이 out. You know, one thing I'd want to explore, if Horangi ever had his moment to shine in a campaign or whatever other media, cutscenes, whatever it is. If that ever happened, I'd love to explore Horangi talking in a normal inside voice. Because every time I perform him, I have to yell. And those sessions, I did, like a week's worth of sessions. And all of those sessions are 4 hours of nothing but yelling. Everything is yelling. For 4 hours straight. Now, when I went to the Game Awards, there was this dude sitting behind me. He was definitely not a voice actor because he yelled. He was like really excited about video games, and he yelled a handful of times, and in less than a half hour, he had no voice left. He was all scratchy and shot for the rest of the night. So imagine being asked to yell for 4 hours straight. It's a fun job. I love it. But it can be exhausting. You're like hungry afterwards. You've like emptied out your stomach. One for Lauren is done. This is 53. 53. Horangi smells like wood and coke. All right. Okay. Interesting headcanon you got there. This is for Knox. And Knox says, "Hi, I love your work. Could you draw a tiger horangi and a squid cunning, vibing with each other?" And the answer is, yes, I can do that. Oh, and every line we recorded at least 3 times. So rar, let's go, there's like 3 of those. And the line that was written in the script was, let's go. But I was like, what if I gave him like a tiger rar? A tiger horangi and a squid cunning vibing together. This is my first cunning drawing of the night. And the cunning I drew, he looks very shook. My cunning looks like he's seen some shit. I'll prove it in just a sec here. Look at this. Look how shook Koenig looks. He's been to the war zone one too many times. I saw Nicki Minaj teabagging on Captain Price. 호랑이, help. I'm sorry, Koenig. I'll take care of you. It's okay. Don't worry that Kotek health insurance is not very good. That was 53. And this is technically the last print we have of the night. I've got a bunch left over. All right. The last one that I have, we actually got through this faster than I thought we would. And we'll save the rest of the time for questions and other stuff. Senor Nick, I think Horangi should work at the Krusty Krab, and also an opinion on Alucard, and do you own Shredder in-game? I don't own Alucard and I don't own Shredder. But what was the rest of that question? Oh yeah, Horangi, yeah, he should definitely work at the Krusty Krab. Okay. Horangi... The thing is, Mr. Krabs is not going to pay Horangi a fair wage, and he's not going to be able to pay down those gambling debts. So, Horangi's not getting any money. It's not happening. All right, I have one for Esther. And it says, can you please draw a kitty Horangi holding a heart and write the quote, "You are a legend." A kitty Horangi holding a heart. So, boom, boom. Okay. Esther, if you're here, thank you for waiting patiently until the end. That is Esther's print. And that is a kitty Horangi holding a heart. They did not give me a return box for the Squid Game Funko, but luckily I can keep it safe until I drop it off tomorrow. But now that we're done the prints, you have my undivided attention to look at questions. That doesn't mean I'll answer all of them, but we now have a chance to look. Does Horangi stand on business or is he gang? Is that a K-pop thing? I wouldn't know the answer. Oh wow, there's like a voting system here. Can I make a heart with my hands? I already did. We did that one, so I can delete that one, right? Boom. Let's see. What's my favorite snack? Do I have a favorite snack? I like these things, and I always have since I was a kid. They're like the Korean version of moon pies. They're called choco pie. You can get them at like Korean grocery stores, and they're like these little like chocolate marshmallow sandwich things. What else we got? Nick, how do I feel about Ghost? I think Ghost is an awesome, cool character, and his revival justifies the reboot. Because I love seeing that character, and I want to see what happens with him next. Will I write more stories about Horangi? I really enjoy your writing and the story you made. You know, I don't have any plans to write any more Horangi fan fiction, but I have announced that I am writing my own comic book, and if you like the Horangi fan fiction, there's plenty for you to like here as well, and so there will be no shortage of my writing to read. Whether or not any of that pertains to Horangi is a completely different thing, and so no plans to write any new fan fiction, but fiction in general, absolutely. Will I be saving this live? Maybe. We'll see. What's my favorite snack? Already answered that one. Have I ever heard of him? Absolutely. We were listening to the God of War soundtrack the other day, and he kills it. Does Horangi listen to white girl music? No, he listens to teenage Korean girl music. Is Horangi like a quiet or a loud sleeper? The character, not me. The character, I'm gonna go loud. Like he snores like this, like a cat's purr, like a rumble, like a... That's my headcanon. Let's see what else we got here. What's my favorite milkshake? I will go with vanilla. Let's see what else we got here. This is a great question. Does Horangi eat candles or rocks? Is it like, does he eat candles or rocks? Or does he eat candles or does he eat rocks? If I had to guess, rocks. Rocks covered in Elmer's glue. Official Nick Martineau headcanon. Ooh, this is a cool one. Which tribe would I be a part of in the last Airbender universe? Should I say rock? The Earth tribe? Oh man, I just looked outside. It was sunny when we started this and it's completely dark now. It's after 5 in LA now. Which tribe would I be part of? I'm gonna go... Me personally, not the character, right? Horangi would be like earth or fire. Me personally? I like the power set of the Fire Nation, but many of them are sus as people. So I would say maybe air. I like air. Bloodbending. I'll go with air. Since you guys think I'm a gazillion years old anyway. Would Horangi like Black Noir from The Boys? Obviously not comic Black Noir. Obviously not comic Black Noir. But show Black Noir. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Can Horangi tuck me into bed and read me a bedtime story? Why the hell did I pick this question? Good night, bug boy. Sleep tight. Don't let Cthulhu Koenig bite. What's the best part of being Horangi's voice? Definitely the fans. People are super nice on the vast majority of social media platforms and send me all kinds of cool stuff all the time. And so that's honestly been an unexpected and pleasant privilege and truly an honor. I appreciate each and every one of you who participates and every single one of you that showed up to this stream and especially those of you who didn't who bought prints and Funkos, and that's super cool as well. I wasn't expecting to be doing any of that a little over a year ago, but here we are. That's life. I had to pick this one. Just how's the husband and kids? I'm not married and I don't have children. Would you like to see interaction between Cortac members and task force members? Yes, absolutely. I noticed like when I logged into Warzone the other day, I saw like the loading screen, the main menu, and there was like Ghost and Nolan and like all these people you wouldn't normally see together were like in the art together, like standing around. And I was like, huh. I mean, that page is obviously not canon. Nolan would not hang out with Ghost. But it was kind of a cool concept, and sort of seeing Graves as like the new Overwatch for the Warzone matches. Like that is honestly super cool. If you read the fanfic, you know that I wrote in I tried to add stuff to substantiate the idea that Horangi is like Shadow Company. And so it was kind of cool to see Graves sort of directing you. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm a Horangi player, of course, and so I play, and then Graves tells me what to do and where to go on the battlefield and all that. And I thought that was kind of neat. And so yeah, I'm all for the idea of seeing more Cortac characters interact with the 141 members or other members of Spec Crew. That I think is super cool. And I'd like to see more of it. Hola, love from Argentina. Thank you. I've already said what I need to see. I've already said what I need to say about Alucard, but get ready for Horangi in Fortnite. I would become a full-time Horangi streamer if there was 호랑이 in Fortnite. I would become a full-time Fortnite streamer. I'll dye my hair blue and everything. 호랑이 in Fortnite. That would be so freaking cool. I don't think it'll ever happen. But then again, I never thought we'd get Master Chief in Fortnite either. What would 호랑이 get Cunning for Christmas? And what would 호랑이 want as a gift? 호랑이... Let's see. Would 호랑이 be a good gift giver or a really shitty one? I think 호랑이 would be the kind of guy that thinks really hard about a gift. And almost stresses out about the concept of gift giving because he probably never got many growing up. But then the gifts he buys are not all that great. Like, he'll fucking think about all this shit and like, oh, what would Koenig want? What would he want? What would he... I got it. USB thumb drive. This one is good. I spent a lot of money on it. 256 gigabyte. Merry Christmas. That's how it would go. Am I ready for the Master Chief COD collab? Master Chief's making the rounds. He's in Fortnite. He's in Rainbow Six now. I wholeheartedly welcome Master Chief into the COD universe. Oh my gosh, there's so many questions. I haven't even scrolled all the way down. All right. Invoker or Warfighter for 호랑이 skin? We're trying to buy one, but you can't choose. I will say, I personally go with Warfighter every time. I only wear Invoker when I want to be a COD goblin and troll people. That's the skin I wear, the Invoker. But otherwise, I go Warfighter just because it's black, it blends in with a lot of environments, it's cool, it's tactical, and I'd say it's I'm biased, but I'd say it's one of the best skins in the game. Here's an interesting question. I don't know if I've ever answered this before. Have I ever felt uncomfortable about any of the weird fan arts? I interact with the fan art that I'm comfortable with, and I don't interact with the stuff I'm not comfortable with, which is not that much stuff, honestly. Like, even if something looks like me or something, I will say that, you know, I don't associate that with me, Nick Martineau, as a person. I associate that with 호랑이, the character, and so, you know, any fan art is never of me anyway. It's of the character, and so I don't take offense to other people's headcanons, and I believe that they should be allowed to have them, right? And so I'm as supportive as I possibly can be with that, I think. So no, I don't really get uncomfortable. Unless somebody's deliberately trying to make me uncomfortable, in which case you could theoretically succeed. How is the making of your comic going? I read your fic and can't deny I'm really curious about the comic too. So for those who don't know, the comic I'm releasing next year is called Kage, which is the Korean word for shop. And it's a zombie survival adventure story set, around present day. And this is a world where capitalist greed, as well as the zombie plague, has taken over the US and most of the world, but in ways that you might not necessarily expect. And so when you think about your typical zombie story, you think about desolate wastelands and nobody's alive anymore and there's only a handful of survivors left and they all live in these dingy camps together. The world of Kage is slightly different. There's an element of that, but I wouldn't say that most people are dead. I would say that society has restructured, but capitalism has persisted. And so these greedy corporate overlords still sort of govern our society and control the means of production. And what they do is they use zombies as labor because the economy is crippled. They basically use zombies as a form of slave labor by microchipping them. And so that's sort of the world of Kage. And within Kage, we explore a handful of characters that travel as a group. The two main ones being Chomu, who is a Korean military veteran, middle-aged guy who's kind of like an older Horangi, although any of my writing of Chomu predates any work I did on Horangi. Just kind of a fun coincidence, but he's a weapons expert and very high-skilled expert of weapons and firearms. And he travels with his son, Richard, who is not so skilled with weapons. And that's their story. You'll have to wait till next year to hear more and find out what's going on there. But that's a little tease of the world I'm developing. I will answer maybe a couple more questions and then we'll call it a night. Since I'm planning to start making COD fan art soon, and Horangi is one of my favorites, what do you think Horangi's everyday closet consists of? Horangi probably wears a black turtleneck and like a suede jacket or a leather jacket or something like that. And then like dark jeans and boots probably. Let's go with that. This one says, have you ever talked with Samuel, Neil, or Align? The answer is no. I mean, I've had minor interactions with them on social media, but otherwise the answer is no. Never met him in person or anything. Opinion on Damian Wayne. Personally, he's my silly little guy. I think Damian Wayne is a great character, and he does for Batman what other Robins didn't, which is sort of testing the limits of his capabilities as a father. You know, the other Robins sort of test Batman and his ability to be Batman and his skills as a mentor and an older brother figure. But Damian Wayne tests Batman's ability to be a father, very specifically a father. Not a father figure, but literally a father. And so that has always been cool. Yeah, he's a little shithead, but I love him. Let's do one more question. Let's see what we got here. No, I'll do two more. Why not? Do you play anything on Switch? I was playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom earlier this year, and I think I streamed it once. And then Mario Kart 8, Booster Course, all of those. And then let's see, what else was I doing? I downloaded Knights of the Old Republic recently, and so I want to get to that at some point. And yeah, that's mostly what I've been looking at on Switch lately. Mario Wonder is on my list as well. Let's see. Do I have a pet? No, but I want one at some point in the next year or so. There was one question here somewhere. Ah, that's the one. Can Horangi say good night to everyone? This will be the final question. And the answer is yes. Okay, everyone. Horangi says, good night. Happy holidays and a happy new year. I love you all. Horangi out. Tiger. All right. Later, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And this will be my last Streamily signing for a while. I don't have anything planned for next year as far as virtual signings go. So it'll be a while before we do another one of these. But my goal is to get back to Twitch streaming at some point in the new year, in January or February. It entirely depends on my very busy recording schedule right now and work that I'm doing on the comic. And so I will squeeze it in as I can, because I do want to get back to streaming. I have not streamed the new Warzone integration yet, or anything MWIII related, and so I am very much looking forward to that at some point. Okay, all right, I'll save this live. But thank you guys for tuning in again. Happy holidays. See you next year. Tiger.